It's recording.
Okay. All right.
This is David's first time on camera.
Welcome, everybody, to our next episode of Herm's House. I am your host, Herm. Hi. And my beautiful wife.
Christine.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you helloing me this time, or are you helloing the crowd again?
I'm helloing everyone, including you.
Last time I said hello, you said.
No, I said, how's everybody doing? Or I said, how's it going?
You said, how's it going?
Yeah. How's it going? And then you answered that. Yeah. Anyways.
Sounds, whatever. Anywho, so we're back, another episode. And I think I want to start with a small anecdote that happened yesterday.
Oh, gosh.
With our just beautiful little 5-year-old boy. We're sitting at the Walgreens pharmacy pickup. It's just me and my wife. And all of a sudden she gets like a FaceTime call from Alexa. And we're like, she looks at me, she kind of shows me her phone. Not you, Alexa. Shows me her phone. And I'm like, I don't know, answer it. And she does. And it's just nothing. It's weird. She hangs up, of course, naturally. Why wouldn't you? Immediately gets another call. It's from a New York number. And she's like, what is happening? Answers the phone. It's Gordy. Gordy knows how to use some of his devices, his echoes, and all that. Was he in his room when he?
Yes, he was in his room.
Crying. I could hear him because I'm in the driver's seat, naturally, because I'm a dude. And passenger princess over here takes the phone call. Go ahead.
Well, he was crying. I messed it up. I was like, what's wrong? What did you mess up? Like, what's going on? I did it. It's broken. I was like, what are you talking about, Gordy? Like, what? Your what? What is wrong? He's like, my Uncrustable. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I couldn't think, like, how can you ruin an Uncrustable? He's like, he's crying. I'm like, okay, you're okay. He's freaking out.
Mind you, at this point, we are stuck. Like, we are next in the pharmacy line. The car is in front of us, and it's one lane. We are blocked over here on the side. We can't exit. And, of course, there's people behind us. So I can't just be like, get out of my way. We're leaving. I would have had to honk and get out and do all the things. But right now, I'm like trying to figure out in my head, how are we going to leave if this is an emergency?
Right.
Like,
well, so I wasn't as worried only because Mariano was home with him, was supposed to be taking care of him.
But that was my first mindset of like, well, what's wrong with Mariano? What?
Oh, like, you were thinking something was okay.
He's by himself. Like,
yeah. Like, why is
incapacitated? I don't know.
Okay.
He was also said we were picking up medicine,
which is
for Mariano.
Yeah, because he was sick, and well, that's funny that you're the one that was freaking out about it.
I wasn't freaking out.
But
I'd like to clarify.
but
I was preparing.
You want to know why?
An exit plan.
But do you want to know why?
No, all I could hear the like you were the one on the phone. All I could hear was like the crying on the phone. I couldn't hear the conversation. I didn't know that it was my Uncrustable.
Right, but do you understand like why I was calm and you were like, I need to figure out all the situations right now, how to fix, like how to get out of here.
You knew what was happening.
No, because I'm always like, my mind was already like, if this is an emergency, what's happening? I've already thought of all the million things that could have gone wrong.
Except for how to leave the car, like how to get your expedition, mind you, your 3-seater expedition, 3-seater, 3-row, to get it out of this tiny spot that we're in.
I wasn't worried.
Yeah,
I wasn't worried. I had already figured it out in my head.
You had not. Fine. You weren't driving.
Anyways, he was freaking out, and I was like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "I made it rotten." I was like, "Okay, how do you make an Uncrustable rotten?" And I was like, "Where's your brother?" He's in his room. And I was like, "What did you like? It was brother not helping." I microwaved. I put it in the microwave. And I was like, oh no. Now I'm like, the house is on fire.
The house is on fire.
And I was like, are you okay? What's wrong? I made it rotten. And I was like, okay, now I know. I was like, how long did you put it in there
I would like to
for?
reiterate, Gordy is 5 years old.
Yeah. I was like, how long did you put it there? 3 minutes. And I was like, oh, an Uncrustable. If you know what an Uncrustable is,
A
okay.
3-inch in diameter little peanut butter and jelly smashed sandwich.
Yes. With no crust,
No crust.
Uncrustable, hence Uncrustable. And I'm like, oh no. Oh no. And so I call, of course, Mariano at this point, and I'm like, what's going on, son? Like, is everything okay? He goes, what? It's like, your brother's crying. He said he burned his Uncrustable. He goes, oh, was that what that smell is? And I'm just like, okay, son.
Mariano's 16 in a week.
In 10 days.
10 days.
10 days.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, son, go check what's going on. Like, go clean it up. Figure it, like, he's like, goes down there. So I hear him go down the stairs. He goes, oh my God. I was like, what? Is it on fire? Like, what's going on? And he's like, no, it's just all melted on the plate. And I'm just like, oh no. Okay, clean it up. Figure it, scrape that thing off. Like, just figure, but we'll be home in just a few.
We get home. It smells like burnt peanut butter. Like,
awful.
if you've ever burnt a bag of popcorn, it was very similar, but just hinted with peanut butter on top of it.
Yeah.
It's not good.
No.
Period. Not good.
No, it's awful.
And I walk in, the microwave door is open. The plate is sitting, the microwave tray is sitting in the sink, still covered in the goo stuff. And I'm like, I yell down for Mariano. He comes down.
Wait,
and he's like,
you forgot. One candle lit.
Oh, one candle. A 3-inch candle, a tiny candle that's supposed to be, he was masking the smell. Not a single window open, not a fan, literally we have a vent fan in the kitchen. Didn't turn it on. I call him down. What are you doing? He's like, I'm just in my room. Why didn't you clean up the tray? Oh, I thought Mom said just take it out. Oh my goodness. And I look at him like, this is, all right, clean up the tray. And I couldn't say anything else. I wanted to hit him. I wanted to hit him in the back of the head.
Well, I think that's one of the hard things is like, we haven't, teenage boys, number one. Number two, I don't know when Gordy, like, just all of a sudden thought that he could start using the microwave.
He's always, like, whenever I put stuff in there, he's like, I want to push the button. And I'm like, okay, I'm right here. Go ahead, push the button. And he'll push the start button.
But he's the baby.
He's a baby.
Like, he doesn't want to do anything by himself. He wants everybody to do everything for him.
Not anymore.
And so now he's like, oh, I'm going to do this. I think not only because Mariano's been sick. So Mariano was in bed, like, chilling out, right? So he went and got the Uncrustable from our garage freezer, which means he had to climb up on something to get the Uncrustable. Part of me was worried that he left the plastic on the Uncrustable. He didn't. He took it out. Good. But then he went to the microwave, which also he needs something to step on to get up there. Put the Uncrustable
the microwave in the microwave. Is above the oven. It's one of those built-in microwave oven dual.
Yeah. So he put the Uncrustable in the microwave, then turned it on.
For 3 minutes.
For 3 minutes.
The highest button.
But also, why 3 minutes? I haven't asked him that. Like, why 3? The only thing I can think of.
The one button that he could pick.
No, because there's 1, 2, 3. You could do it all the way up to 6. No, here's why I think it's 3 minutes.
Go ahead.
His mac and cheese.
Is 3 minutes.
Is 3 minutes.
That is. Well, it's 3.5, but 3 plus the start.
Yes.
The start button
3
gives
minutes.
you another half second.
So he's learning, right? So we can't get mad at Gordy. I think.
I didn't get mad at the 5-year-old.
No. I didn't get mad at him. Part of me's like, oh my God, but we're not mad at him. He's just learning. But also, I don't think Mariano's ever had to deal with something like this. So he's like, easiest way, take care of this, take it out. It's good. That's all you have to do.
Take it out of the microwave.
It's fine.
No.
I asked him too. I was like, you smelt it burning. Like, you didn't think to get up?
I thought I was having a stroke.
He said, I thought I was having a stroke.
Also, didn't get up.
Also didn't get up.
I
was like, you thought you were having a stroke, but you don't call me.
Seek medical attention.
He's like,
hey, Mom, I smell burnt something. No. Like, I don't feel well. No. He was just like, Cobra Kai, next episode.
Yeah. So that's parenting. Our house does still kind of
It
smell.
has
So
the hints.
Gordy walks into that house today. He's like, "Oh, what's that smell?"
You mother. Yes,
Yeah.
that's
I
exactly
was like, "Oh."
family friendly. But if you guys seen the meme, you get it. Anyway, yeah. So that was our yesterday. And speaking of Gordy wanting to do his own thing today, we were at Jersey Mike's, and he was like, "I have to go potty. I'm gonna go by myself."
Yeah, where are the restrooms at?
Where are the
I'll go.
potties? He didn't call them restrooms. Chill out.
Yeah.
Where are the potties? He's still 5. Pointed over to him. It's a tiny little, building, and he walked over, knocked on the door,
He did. I was very proud of that. I
knocked
was
on the
very
door.
proud.
I
He
don't know
went
that
to
he
the door.
locked
He
it.
knocked.
I don't know that he locked it on the inside, but
I don't know.
he went potty.
But
Definitely didn't wash his hands. He came out way too
No,
fast.
they were. They did. Because I saw them, and he was like trying to show me something, and it was wet.
Oh, he just peed on him.
I,
Yeah, he just peed on him.
I'm
No,
like,
there's no
wait a
way.
minute.
Yeah, he just peed on him.
Wait a minute. You're right.
So that's my kid. So
It was nope. He washed hands. He washed hands. He washed hands.
yeah, that's a personality switch in our kid who at one point couldn't do anything on his own. Everything had to be done for him, whether he could do it or not. He had to be done for him. But now he's like, no, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I'll make my Uncrustable. Make your Uncrustable. It's a sandwich.
You're supposed to let it defrost and then eat it.
That's a perfect.
Our kids are so impatient, though, and that's where he learned it from. His sister,
our
his
kids are.
brothers.
Mm-hmm.
They're so impatient.
You're
and
right.
So
it is the kids. Sure.
They've microwaved it.
Yeah.
And that's how he saw it. Like,
No, I know, but our kids are super impatient.
Yeah.
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 Not their mom. Not their get out of my way, I'll do it because you're too slow.
You know what?
You don't even let me finish sentences because I don't speak them fast enough.
I was just thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
I have microwaved an Uncrustable before in front of me.
There you go. Also, why do you microwave Uncrustable? I've never had one.
It's because they're frozen.
I've never had
and
one.
I want to eat it now.
Why don't you just put them in the fridge? It's peanut butter and jelly.
Well, I tried sitting on it. So
why aren't we putting them in the fridge?
They're not supposed to. You're supposed to keep them in the freezer.
They're supposed to stay frozen.
They're supposed to be in the freezer. If you,
never
it says, then put it in the fridge to defrost it or leave it out to defrost.
Who's got time for that?
Exactly. You want to eat it now. Or you can try eating it frozen. It's like a ice cream bar, kind of. Not really.
But with bread?
Yeah.
That sounds gross. I'll pass.
I digress. Anyways, moving on to our second episode and all the things we're going to talk about today.
All the things.
And this kind of rolls into it. We wanted to talk a little bit about personalities.
Personalities.
About yin and yang.
Yinnning. That's it. We're going to still name it that? Nah, I like that. Anyway. The personalities about, specifically my wife and I, although we are obviously doing a podcast together, she speaks, I speak. In the real world, she's a introvert. She wants to basically hide behind my shoulder when we go meet people and preferably not talk. On the other hand, I am definitely the one that will go in, control the room, say hello to everyone, get people to speak like my wife that doesn't want to speak, and I'll pull you out of your shell.
But I feel like I've done better at it. I feel like with confidence, I've grown a little bit more.
You're right.
And talking just because I feel like I need to, but I would rather not.
I think I do a pretty good job of setting you up on that. But hey, it's not by design in any way.
It's just because I know a lot of people, because I say that all the time, I'm an introvert and I really would prefer to like not and stay in the corner and be like the little wallflower that I am.
Sure.
But people are like, you're not like that. You talk and you blah, blah. I'm like, the majority of the time you guys are hanging out, I'm drunk. So no.
Or in fairness, I'm either doing the talking or I'm asking the questions to get them to talk. And every once in a while, you do good with your quips and your chime-ins. You get that from your Tata. You do your RIP. You do that one-liners. So everybody's like, where did that come from? And that was very much your Tata Manny before he passed. But that is in the bloodline. And now, again, personality-wise, we're talking about Gordy. The things.
Oh my God! Yesterday.
What did you tell him last night?
No, because he had brought I'm going through his homework, all the papers they sent home from school, and on one of the homeworks was a sticker, and it was this really super cute monkey, and I was like, "Oh, Gordy, this is so cute! Look at this monkey! He looks just like you!" And he's like,
"You look like a monkey."
Yeah, he said, "You look like a monkey."
He wasn't even facing her. I think he was getting in the pantry.
He wasn't. He was looking for another snack.
Yeah,
like Gordy does. And he's like, "You look like a monkey." And I just look over and I was like, okay,
To clarify, the
got it.
Spanish word, Gordy is not his real name. His name is David Jr. His name is Gordy because when he was little, he was very gordo. Gordo is Spanish for chubby, fat. And he had the fattest little thighs and the fattest little cheeks, and his little belly just stuck out like his dad's. And I couldn't get enough of him. His name was Gordy. I called him Gordy. And now he is just long and skinny. Now I wouldn't say tall, but long and skinny, and I still call him Gordy, but it was like he has no ounce of Gordy on him. He's skinny as can be. Why do you still call him Gordy? That boy don't stop eating. Even last night, we had already had dinner,
Yeah, he had 2 servings of dinner.
2 servings of dinner, and he was in there looking for a snack
Mhm.
because he was still hungry.
It was a strawberry Pop-Tart,
Mm-hmm.
which we didn't let him heat up. And listen, our kids eat the crap out of Pop-Tarts. Like, they will eat so many
He
Pop-Tarts.
doesn't like strawberry Pop-Tarts.
But they don't, for some reason, I've stopped eating strawberry Pop-Tarts. And there's been a package of strawberry Pop-Tarts in our pantry. Weeks. So I see him bring over the package of this strawberry Pop-Tarts, and he sits down and he's eating it. And I was like, Gordy, I thought you didn't like strawberry Pop-Tarts. He goes, well, I gotta eat it.
Gotta eat it.
I was like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But personalities,
Yeah.
again,
It's my kid.
it's the
Nurture
quips.
versus nature.
Yeah.
Nature versus
Yeah,
nurture.
because those,
Whatever.
I mean, the boys,
Mm-hmm.
they pick up your quips. They pick up the things you say. My boys, which are his stepsons.
I'm very contagious.
Yeah, because we've
Or
been
infectious.
together.
I'm not really sure about the word.
Yeah, for 10 years this year.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just see the different things now that they have picked up from you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's definitely David.
My
That's
2-finger
the
gun
nurture.
point.
Yeah.
Gordy picked that up almost immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Has been doing that for years as well, and he still does it. But yeah, digressing, coming back to us about how my wife is such an introvert and how I'm such an extrovert, at least in crowds.
Mm-hmm.
We were discussing potential futures or future opportunities and things like that. And she was always in drama. I think we discussed this, or we've mentioned it. If not, it was internal speak.
Or it was just a conversation we were having, not with you guys.
I have no
Just
idea. That she used to do drama. She was actually in a play outside of high school. She was in a commercial for the Air National Guard. And she's done those things. And though I myself have dabbled in the arts, that's not really my thing. And she discussed, if the possibility were to happen, that she would absolutely take it. She would absolutely love it. And I think how weird it is that me, who will immediately be the life of a party and talk to everyone and be the center of attention for everyone, would much rather stay at the house, have a beer with my buddies, watching sports, and you would rather be on the big screen with a crowd watching you, only you, and seeing you perform. And though I am one for karaoke, you can't take me away from that.
And I think for me, it's different. It's a different me. I don't know if that's kind of like who I was kind of growing up. I wasn't so much an introvert growing up. I was an extrovert. Like in my younger years, I
Mhm.
would go and talk to anybody. I would go and explore. They needed volunteers. My head was going up. Like, I was very much so an extrovert. I think bullies started happening. Peer pressure started happening.
Jealous little jerks.
I think life as a teenager started happening, and I started to like find a shell. I started like to protect myself. Yeah. But I think what like out of that, like when I was in like drama, it didn't necessarily have to be me.
Mm.
Like I get to play a part, or I got to be on stage and be something different. So I think for me, it kind of was able to bring me out of my shell without feeling like my full wall was down.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what was super helpful about being like on the stage and doing those types of things and projects. It is very enjoyable to me. I mean, I like making people laugh. I think that's just you've been around my family. My family, they are jokesters, especially on my dad's side.
Sure.
It's constant laughing. We're constantly making jokes. And I think it's just that nature that we have. So I enjoy doing that. I enjoy doing that on the bigger scale because I feel like I'm such an empath, which means I like care about people and their feelings. So making them laugh or making people happy and kind of come out of their shell makes me feel good.
Right. But for the most part, you'd rather hide underneath your hoodie
Yeah,
and
yeah.
pull the strings
I
out.
don't. It is. It's kind of
It's
weird.
like embarrassment on what was it? Inside Out 2.
Yes.
That
Well, I
was
think it's because I get in my head and I'm like, okay, if I say this, I'm going to say the wrong thing. And what are they going to think of me? And
not me. I'll just say the wrong
I
thing.
know you just.
And then you turn around and you're like, did you really say that? I'm like, I don't know. I mean, was it bad?
But see,
My bad.
and I think that's the funny thing because the opposite on your end, you have the best way of asking like the hard questions.
They're not hard to me. That's why.
Well, to like a lot of other people, they're hard questions,
Sure.
but then also you don't know how to read a room sometimes.
I don't know. Whenever I see like the girl that had, the boyfriend for 17 past visits, and I'm like, yo, where's your boyfriend at? And they're like, oh, we broke up. I'm like, that's weird. Also figures.
No. Or no, because like you had, I don't remember, I think it was at a training or something. And
Oh
this,
my God.
one of the girls was asking, like she was talking about her kids and how it's going to be
Correct.
difficult, that
She was a single mom.
she was a single mom.
But she was a divorced mom.
Right. And but you're like, well, where's the dad? She's
That's
like,
not how I asked it.
that's why you made it seem like you asked it.
We were discussing
Mm-hmm.
how difficult it was for her to get childcare for that trip. We were in Maryland, I believe. It was at NGB, National Guard Bureau. And we were having lunch, and I had asked her, I was like, well, I mean, I even said, like, if you don't mind me asking, like, what's the dynamic with the dad? How come he's not, like, able to assist or whatever? Oh, it's because he died. Like a few months prior to that. And she's like, oh, yeah, no, he's dead. And I'm like, trying to catch, are you, because I say that all the time, oh, he dead because they broke up, right?
Yeah.
But no. He had
No.
passed away in a car
Yeah,
accident,
he
I
did.
believe. And yeah, no, her ex-husband, which he was already her ex-husband at the time, had passed away. And, I'm just sitting there like, oh, boy, so how about them Cowboys, huh? She's holding the awkward balloon, unlike the awkward turtle. But, yes, very, very awkward. But I didn't intend on, it wasn't
But you know how to work yourself out of the awkward situations after it, right? So you find yourself in an awkward position, you learn how to pivot, and then you pivot, and then you're
pivot.
and
Yes.
then you're like talking about something else,
Right.
or you put the attention to something else. So you're suave in that you can move through conversations
Sure.
and like move on to the next thing without being awkward still. Where if I'm with you in those situations, I'm still standing there with the
I say you're
awkward balloon.
crippled, though. You're crippled mentally. You're just like, oh, no, how are we going to get out of
What are
this?
we- yeah.
And I'm already on the next conversation.
Yeah, Yep.
As we were. Yeah, it's not a big deal. But that goes into how we work so well together because of that. Like I said, I'm able to bring you out of your shell whenever it's a social event, something that maybe you need to talk to more people, even if it's like a work event, or if we have our financial firm that we do here in Tucson. If it comes to speaking to people, I'm not always going to be around to get all of the clients, which is mainly my job. You also have to assist in that. And there's a lot of times that I'll say, okay, well, hey, you're up. Come on, batter up. And she will. She's not the best at it because internally she's shaking. And this is just going and talking to one person. But I guess it is a lot different talking to one person than it is speaking to a crowd,
Right.
rather than talking to a crowd or like one person of the crowd.
Yeah.
I guess I get it, but still.
It's like I said, it's a crowd. It's general everybody. Where now you're like the attention's just on you back, right? When I'm on the stage, it's everybody's attention.
Yeah.
Which at that point, because I was really good at giving classes too. Like when I was at the Guard, I would do our GPC class, government purchase card classes, and I could give those classes to anybody and everybody. It was a 4-hour class I was giving, and I was up there teaching for 4 hours.
Oh, I'm already bored.
I know.
I'm so glad.
No, I would say I brought in my little quips to help people like pay attention and ask questions
You're
and
mad at me.
all that stuff.
I'm
But
in the back.
the thing is I was never nervous. Like I could always do that. But then you put me one-on-one with somebody and I'm like,
hi,
how are you? And then I get awkward. I don't know why I get in my head, but
You
I'm
wanna-
working on it.
You want
And
to turn around and text them instead.
I'm like,
And then they're right behind you.
babe, come
Yeah.
talk to this person.
Yeah, but it does. It works out. It works out pretty good for the both of us. I think a lot of that, what had to do with that, is you came to a lot of my TDYs, which is temporary duty station, which is basically work trips,
Just training trips. Yeah.
training trips, and you would be able to hang around all of my recruiter buddies, who are most of them were, I mean, identical to me as far as personality wise. So it's really hard to be a recruiter if you don't have that extrovert, outgoing, just talking to whoever personality. And the vast majority of our guys and girls were very much like that. So you being in that crowd, I think, really assisted you to pull out of that shell.
Yeah.
And you still have a shell,
I
but
do.
instead of a whole shell, you're like the little turtle now. You get
Yeah.
just the half shell.
Just
You're
kind
like a
of.
ninja turtle.
Oh yeah. No,
A
and I think it's
hero in a
easier. It's
half
always been
shell.
easier for me,
Turtle power.
like, it's always been easier for me to also hang out as like kind of like be one of the guys too. I think I grew up a tomboy, always hung out with guy, like playing sports. I always was out there like the girls are running around, but I'm gonna go play soccer or basketball or do all those things. So I was like
Yeah.
being in the sports realm, being hanging out, it just felt to me it was easier for me to do that. So I think that was another thing that helped me in that, especially being in the military. I think it's a guy's guy, it's a guy's world.
Yes.
What is it called? A guy's guys.
This is a man's world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, and so for me, just being an athlete and always doing like it was easy for me. Where a lot of females, it'd be hard going into the military world when you're surrounded by a lot of men. But to me, I think I don't know, I could just easily fit in that world.
It definitely helped that we were always drinking.
Yeah, I mean, always drinking.
Every trip.
Yeah, TDYs.
As soon as the training was done, it was go get dressed. We're meeting in the lobby and going to dinner. And dinner just meant we're going to the bar that serves food.
Some more than others.
Who? Are you talking about me? Are you looking at me? Oh.
I think me and everybody else who have been on those trips would agree.
Well, I can't wait till we eventually get my buddy Izzy, a recruiter out of Texas, and we're going to eventually get him into...
Or the call I had to make to Ledesma to find you.
That was Nashville. That doesn't count. I've never been to Nashville before.
But we digress.
Yeah.
Those are stories for
Drinking
another day
stories.
when we have them on.
That's so relevant to what we're talking about.
It
Whatever.
is. It is.
Golly.
But it's those things that keep, I think, our relationship like that yin and yang we're talking about. That's how you are, how I am, and the difference in that. But then how we approach situations when it comes to like our kids, for example,
Right.
where you are the you want to put your fist down, like you are the
I'm the authoritarian.
yeah.
I'm the authority. Yeah, that's it.
Where I am like the caring and understanding, like let's work through this.
Y'all have
let's
heard gentle
understand it.
parenting. And
Yeah.
then y'all have heard, the not. She's the gentle and I'm the not.
Right. And I have this way of like, let's hear what's going on. Let's talk through this. Let's hear the whys. Let's go. And he's like, no. Like,
Hit him.
Yeah.
Hit
We don't
him.
hit our kids.
We don't, but we should.
Yeah. But I think it's the difference. And then we balance it out. And I don't know, we can bring our kids on to like hear what they feel about that. But I think it helps
for another episode.
Balance that with each other too. I think that tap in thing where it's like, I can't handle this right now. Like you got to step in. Like there's sometimes the gentle parenting does not work with one kid or the other.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, tap in. Like you got to deal with this.
Well, I do have the dad voice.
Yeah.
I have the dad voice, and it's just I turn into a TI from basic training, and I even do the knife hand sometimes where you stick the, your flat hand and you point it in their direction, not even at them, just in their direction, and it's I think it's still pretty intimidating.
Yeah.
They need to bring it back. I don't know why they got rid of that thing. Knife hand, get out of here.
But I think you also tap out with me too. Sometimes I think you understand when it needs to be more like...
No, I understand whenever I want to hit them for real.
Yes, that's what I mean.
And instead of hitting them for real, because again, we don't hit our kids. I just want to clarify. It gets to the point to where, that was how I was raised for a long part of my life. If you're doing something dumb, I'm going to hit you. But then it wasn't just my mom. It was also me and my brothers. If you're doing something annoying or dumb, I'm going to hit you. Mm-hmm. And we'd fight, fist fight all the time. And so, for me, it's just kind of like, why are y'all arguing? Just hit each other or something. Like, this is so pointless. This argument would end so much quicker if I just punched you in the mouth.
Yeah, and I'm the complete opposite.
Yeah, and
That
they
wasn't.
don't.
I mean,
Y'all
me and
never
my
hit your
sisters
sisters.
fought. We did hit every once in a
That's a
while.
lie.
We did. I did get in
Boy.
trouble. I got in trouble one time
Because you.
no, we were in Colorado. We were living in
Mm-hmm.
Colorado. So this is why there was snow.
Mm-hmm.
There was at one point that we were living in Colorado, and me and my sister Monique were outside playing. Now I don't remember what she did. I think she threw snow straight at my face, like straight at my face, and I was mad, like pissed. So I grabbed her, I pushed her down, I pushed her face in the snow, and oh, I got in trouble. I got in trouble. She just got up all red, just crying, runs to my dad, and yeah, I got immediately in trouble. But I didn't get spanked. I got sent up to my room, and of course, it was a little bit of a craziness. But
I would have laughed if Mariano walked in mad because Cruiser had pushed his face into the snow. Because I know how they are with each other. I was like, y'all are annoying to
I
each
don't know.
other.
I can't. The violence is not my thing.
That's
Don't
not
hit your brother.
violence. That's
You don't need to
hilarious.
hit. You can use your words. I was always the use your words guy. Like the one fight.
I'm gonna get words tattooed on my hands.
The one fight I almost got into at school. The one fight, right?
You told her.
And this was like one of my friends. She was like a really good friend. We had the notebook that we would pass back and forth. That you would write.
Burn book?
No, not
I didn't know you were
burn
Mean
book.
Girls.
No. You would just have a notebook, and you would. A lot of people did this back in my day. You would have this notebook, right? And you would write a note to your friend, like, I don't want to say her name. Hey, girl, like, I just did this in this class. You won't believe who did this. Oh my God, it's so crazy.
So it's
What are you
basically
doing
just
this
passing
weekend?
notes instead of folding a note and getting a note passed out. You
Yeah,
just
that was
hand
so
off
like
the
2 years
notebook.
before that.
Relax.
We would
That's
get
for like
the
an entire
notebook.
decade, and you folded
You remember
it.
that?
And did the little...
What was that bunny? That bunny that would have. It was the meme, the first memes back in the day.
Nope.
It was a bunny, and it was like "you're dumb" or something. Like it would just have mean,
but it was a
quippy
super
things.
cute, nice bunny.
Yes,
Yep,
yeah. So it was that type of notebook. So
Yep.
her and I passed it around. I do not know where we went astray. I do not know. I cannot tell you the moment that me and my friend
we're
not friends anymore. But all of a sudden, there were these rumors that she wanted to kick my butt. I'm like, why? I did nothing wrong. Like there's no reason. I don't need to fight. Like no, this is the moneymaker. Like no. And so I decided because it was like this lunch we had because this is what happened like this lunchtime. Her and a couple of these other girls. I went to a ghetto middle school. They were ghetto and they were like looking at me and they wanted to beat me up and I'm like, no, this is not happening. I'm not about to do this.
Not.
And so I went to our counselor.
And told on him.
I didn't tell on them.
Bruh, you told on him.
I didn't tell. Yes, I told on them. Okay, but I wasn't like I didn't tell them in a sense of like I want.
No, you told on him because you're like we need to talk.
We need to talk this out.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the nerdiest thing.
Oh my gosh! But
when you first told me that story, I was like, wow.
But we talked it out, and
that's so the healthy way to do it. 100%. Don't get me wrong. I'm not criticizing.
That from like 8th grade, 7th grade. I don't remember.
That is 100% the healthy way. How everyone on this planet should do things. We're not going to fight. Sit down. Let's have a conversation. Yes. Let's try to see each other's points of view.
Yes.
No. I already heard your point of view. Your point of view is you want to fight me. Whether I want to fight you or not, I'm going to hit you in the mouth.
Don't get me wrong. There's probably a deep, anger in me.
It's going to come out on me one day.
Not you.
Yeah.
But if someone
at
just
the bar or something,
yeah, right. Way,
absolutely not.
Just watch out. It's because I don't want people to think like I'm this little baby that can't fight.
It's just that's the only problem with that.
Just in case. I got some moves in my back pocket.
We don't go anywhere for you to fight anybody. Anyways, we're very let's party at the house for the most part. We have a lot of friends over. I love to host, but yeah, as far as like going out when we do, because we were in the military, we're doing all those trainings, and then you would join me on those trainings, which is very rare. Let's point that out. That you were the only spouse that would join in on any of those trainings.
But I just think it wasn't allowed.
No.
Like,
that's not a thing. You can't disallow somebody from bringing somebody. We get our own hotel rooms.
Put this out there. We don't need to put this out there.
Oh, what do I care?
We get in trouble.
Laughs in DD-214.
And DD-214 for our non-military folks is...
Figure it out. Join the military. You'll get it.
No.
When you get separated from the
When you're
military,
retired, you get
oh, just separated,
separated. That
period.
means,
You, after you are done with your enlistment, whether it's good or bad, mine was good, I retired, you get a Form DD 214, which is your separation order. You are no longer affiliated with the military.
no.
So I'm gonna blast all them secrets. Hey, that
No.
girl
Oh,
tell you
okay.
you
Yeah,
ain't
yeah,
allowed you ain't allowed to go on that TDY. Lies. They don't want you to go because you're annoying, and they don't like hanging out with you.
yeah. Wow. We just lost like 20 followers.
I doubt it. They are looking at their radio or their AirPods like,
Shit.
bro, are you
I mean,
kidding me?
shoot.
I ain't giving this to my wife. They were getting
They're
ready.
already listening.
They were getting ready
They're already listening.
to share it
Way to go.
on their Instagrams
Way
and
to
all
go.
that. And now they're like, yeah, right. Not after what
Do
Herm
not
said.
listen to this one.
Blank it out. Yeah, it's true though, guys. It's true.
I
You went on all of them almost.
did. No,
The only reason you didn't go is because you couldn't go. You had the baby or whatever.
yes. No, I
Time
did.
didn't permit.
But I also like felt like I was there and gave some input and had felt like part of the team too. Your team, Texas, was awesome, and
They were the best. So was California.
California was awesome too. But
Yeah.
I didn't go on many of the California
We were only
ones.
there for a
That's a
little bit.
different story.
Well, we were only there for a little bit.
But I think the way I was welcomed in and all of that
Yeah.
was, but I gave my input too. I was like, "Ugh, let me tell you how this needs to be run. Because I can't help, that's another personality trait. I'm a fixer. And I can't help.
Whether it's needed or not.
Yeah, which I'm working on.
Hey, me too.
But to be there and be like, I'm always there listening, right? Like I would sit there and be like, what's going on? Come on, lay it on me. And I'm like, I'm just listening and helping them work through problems. That's just
This was
me.
usually
That's just
around
who I am.
a table full of drinks.
Yeah, but good times. Definitely will miss all of that. But anyways, back to
we do,
personalities.
but we do transition, and that is it's part of it. It's a good way to, like I said, helping you come out as an introvert to be back to your extroverted self.
Yeah, you surround yourself with that.
And for me,
crowd.
as far as being the life of the party, it's great. But in reality, I'd rather have a 2 or 3 couple quote unquote party at the house where it's just a few of us talking and either watching sports or listening to music, and whether we're in the backyard or in the living room, like that's so much what I prefer. It's because I'm getting older now. When we went downtown and we saw those little babies that look like my daughter, and I'm just like, girl, put a shirt on, let's go. It's terrible, but hey, age. What are we gonna do?
It's coming.
Undefeated. Age is undefeated.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I think there's things like there's some traits that you have that I think that we have learned to work through,
Mm-hmm.
that it took a lot in our relationship to understand the traits and then know how to work through them.
Well, people talk about communication is so important in relationships. Communication. No, specific communication. You can't just communicate by saying words. No. You have to say, hey, this bothers me, or this makes me feel uncomfortable, or whatever. And through the years, especially when I, coming off the flight line, that environment was, completely different than an office environment. We were knuckle draggers, cavemen, and we acted that way, especially drinking. And so, transitioning to not being, trying to be more professional, it took a while to transition out of that personality, and you did assist. Rather than be like, this is too much, you're ridiculous. You spoke your uncomfortables, and the key to that speaking is listening.
Right. And it's sometimes difficult because I think speaking the uncomfortables and the stuff that you feel, I think that it's scary. It's scary for me to tell you something that makes me uncomfortable because I don't know how you're going to receive it.
Sure.
Because if you don't receive it like I want you to receive it, it could hurt my feelings.
Right. But at that point, like, you have to, I think it comes with maturity. You have to know, like, this is my truth, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And if he or she is offended by it, or if they're not willing to, discuss it or work on it, then what is the point of the relationship?
Right.
What is the point of doing this if you're not going to assist me in making this better?
Right.
Or at least helping me understand it. Not so much make it better, just help me understand it.
Right, because there's different ways to approach it when it comes to like those traits and personality traits, because some things are just natural and you
Mhm.
don't know that you're doing it. And if someone's not telling you that you're doing it or making them feel a certain way, then you don't know that it's going on.
Correct.
And I think a lot of, and what I've seen in my previous relationships or relationships that I have with people is that if I don't know that I'm hurting your feelings or I don't know that what I'm doing is making you feel a certain way, I'm not doing it on purpose to hurt you.
Yeah, why would you stop?
Right. A lot of the things, I mean, I'm a good person. I like to think I'm a good person. And so like when I'm dealing with you, for example, I'm like, when you tell me that something I did made you feel bad or made you feel sad or made you feel unwanted,
I don't get sad.
I didn't realize I was making you feel that way because I
Mhm.
don't want to make you feel that way. That
Sure.
to me, I don't want to make you feel hurt or sad or any of those things. So I didn't realize my actions or something that I said was actually making you feel that way
A
until you
lot of
shared
it,
that with
right, but
me.
a lot of it after digging, self-digging, because, improvement, it boiled down to insecurities of my own that had nothing to do with you.
Right.
It had nothing to do
Right.
with you. It was the things that you said that obviously were not with malintent. I took with malintent
Hmm.
because of the past that I had with other relationships or just the way I grew up or whatever. And now, I'm almost 40. It took a long time for me to be like, wait, 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 wait. Why am I upset about this?
Yeah.
What did she do? What
Yeah.
is she doing?
But it took
She's
that
not doing anything.
communication. It took that communication
Right.
for me to say, I didn't mean to hurt you. I
Right.
don't want to hurt you. And you're like, okay, then
Liar.
why? I know. Because then you're like, okay, why am I feeling this way then?
Right.
And I think that's just the most critical thing that has kind of worked us through all of the problems we've had in our relationship is when we hit this problem or we feel a certain way about certain things, we talk about the uncomfortable.
We do. We'll get heated in some conversations to where it's like, oh, you're annoying and you're
Hmm.
just not listening. And then literally like 5 minutes later, you're like, anyway, you hungry?
Yeah.
You want something to eat?
But I
Yeah, let's
think,
go. And it's just kind of like, okay, that part of the conversation, we've either agreed to disagree
hmm
or we'll table it for another time because it's getting heated
hmm
and we'll just move on. We'll just keep.
and don't like we've had problems. So one of the things through therapy we were taught is to have a safe word.
Correct.
Yeah,
It's the
safe words,
stupidest
not
safe
just
word.
for the fun
I
times.
hate it.
So we have a safe word so that when we are arguing and when it's getting really heated, to say our safe word and then we have to stop. It means we stop.
It is so annoying.
Yes, it means you stop what you're talking about, you stop arguing and you save it for the next day.
Yeah.
I've been the only one that has to use it so
Because I ain't no
far.
baby, bro. Let's fight this out.
Yeah, but it works.
It does.
It really does work because even though we're still mad at each other in the moment, because I've used it and he's heated and won't talk to me and sits away from me and like all the petty
That's because
things.
you smell bad.
Yeah, all the petty things that come with still being upset with your partner. But the thing is I've accepted them. I don't make it worse at that point because I'm respecting our safe word.
You threw the flag up, man.
Yeah,
You
and
can't keep fighting.
so I know he's gonna be mad. I have to accept that too. I have to accept that he's gonna be mad.
Yeah, it doesn't just.
It doesn't go away.
Yeah, it doesn't just kill the
Yes. So I can't blame him,
flame.
continue to blame him for being mad. I can be upset too because I'm like, you're acting childish. Just get over it,
That's never the case.
But we don't. We stop. It's done, right? And then we wait to the next day, and then we talk about it when the emotions have kind of quieted down. Now, do those conversations get a little bit heated again? Yes, they do, but it's easier for us to talk through it now because we've kind of let the extra like heated emotions kind of really cool down. And at this point too, we've had some time to think about it. I think taking accountability was hard for me at first. That because I like to think I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just trying to be great and trying to love you. But I don't realize some of the things that I'm doing and how they made you feel.
Right.
So I've learned to take accountability in the actions or the words or the things that I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So that way it makes us work better. And then you having to understand that I am genuinely sorry and I'm genuinely taking accountability for those actions and those feelings.
Even though I feel like you're lying. But yeah, that's true. With all that said, I think a good way to wrap this up, I think we've been talking for a long time, is to basically talk about and say, like, listen to your partner. They have to be willing to listen to you too.
Even the hard things,
Even the hard
because
things.
it's going to be hard to hear those things about yourself sometimes. Even though you don't mean them, it's hard to get defensive. So listen.
To not get defensive.
Yeah, don't get
That's what
defensive
she
and
meant.
just listen.
Yeah. And and when he asks you what's wrong and you say nothing, girl, you better be ready for like, all right, I asked. I
It's
asked.
true. No, no, no. Jokingly, but yes,
Mm-hmm.
if they ask you what's wrong, say what's
But I
wrong.
have made that a point. It's like, hey, I'm going to ask you. If I ask you what's wrong and you tell me nothing, I'm going to assume that nothing is wrong, and I'm going to carry on about my day,
Yeah,
which I'm good at. You don't
yeah,
like that, but I'm good at carrying on about my day.
yeah.
Whether you're giving me the silent treatment or not, I'd be like, she must be tired. And if something's wrong with you, just say, hey, look, you know what? I'm just really annoyed because fill in the blank, or I'm offended, or
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it, and then just talk
And
it out.
yeah, and listen, like hear it out. Why are
Yeah.
you offended? Why are you upset? And just work through that problem. And again, what I say is we are a team.
Mm-hmm.
That problem is our enemy.
The
That
kids,
problem, not always the
the
kids, but
children.
that issue
Mm-hmm.
is what's against us.
Correct.
So we need to work together to figure out how you and I are going to get past this problem, because you and I are in it for the long run. So we have to figure out, okay, what's going to get us through
Right.
this problem. And that, I mean, we face every situation that way, and it's just worked. It's worked out. So.
And just to make it clear, we are not therapists.
No, we're not.
We are not licensed anything other than like parents. Can you have a license for a parent? Well, you should.
You could probably have a license.
You need a license to be a parent because
like
some of these people having kids.
classes.
Anyways, sorry, that's another left turn. Sorry, squirrel. But yeah, we're not licensed therapists, so any of this advice that we're giving is simply just experience. It's things that we've gone through. It's things that we've spoken with other couples and other friends. It has assisted with other couples and other friends, and at the same time, it has made other people think or understand, like, maybe this isn't for us. This is we are not compatible like we should be, and that's just
okay too.
sometimes how it goes.
That is a conversation for another episode.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
to wrap this one up, as you're saying, for the second time.
For the second time.
Okay,
You're so
fine.
chatty.
You're so chatty. Oh my god.
Anyways, that is the end of episode.
No, it's not the end.
Yeah.
I have some trivia questions for you. Did you not come prepared?
It's all right. You get off the dome.
That's what I had to do last time.
All right.
Anyways. Yeah. Okay, so last episode we did a trivia. We wanted to end the episodes with something trivia, fun, something. We'll be better not prepared. Just trivia. We'll probably do a Gordy's Corner. We were talking about it today. Okay, sure. Gordy's quips, things like that. But this episode, like our first episode, we're ending with the trivia. Okay. Right? Sure. We don't have to.
No, let's do it.
You give the people what they want.
Yeah, we've had so much requests for trivia.
Trivia.
Right.
Anyways, my trivia. Ready? Are you ready for the trivia? Okay. Here we go. Round one.
Let's go.
Back to.
So we might end.
It ends with us drama.
Yeah, gotcha.
We're talking about Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni.
On this one, bro.
You're on it with me.
Yeah.
We're on this ride.
Mm-hmm.
You listen to the TikToks I listen to. He's on this ride with me. Mm-hmm. Anyways, it ends with us.
Yes.
Great book. Who's the author?
Caroline Bergenstocks. Carol Farfenfugen. That's pretty close, though. I know it's pretty close. It's just like we do Brian Schottenheimer thing. You got to give me some credit here.
I am. I mean, a little, but it's not close enough for me to be like. It's not
Carol?
No.
Caroline. Does it start with a C?
It does start with a C.
C. Yeah. Christina.
No.
Chamomile.
No.
Camel toe.
No. Babe.
What?
Family show.
Seen a lot of camel's toes before. Never one on a camel. Yeah. No, what you got? I don't know her name.
Colleen Hoover.
Colleen?
Yes. And we were talking about her the other day. No, so I was telling you that she's back on social media.
Right. And then she was like...
And she deleted all of the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni posts, everything.
Right. Because she was like, you know what? These fools are crazy.
Yeah. So I'm guessing like she's back because the new movie. So excited. Verity. Yeah. Anyways.
So we were recording this on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So what large sporting event that doesn't actually involve any sports is happening today? Has already happened, actually. It happened earlier.
It has to do with Valentine's Day?
No, it's just that I'm saying today is Friday, February 14th.
Okay, and they do it every February 14th?
No, they do it every February.
Okay, so they just did it today.
Correct.
Is it the chasing of the cheese down the hill?
Oh my God, no! I said it doesn't involve actual sports.
Oh.
It just happens
Okay.
on this. Usually,
Not a sport.
Right?
That is pretty
It
crazy.
is.
It's phenomenal to watch.
Tight. Oh, it's so beautiful.
Watching them roll
Oh my
down
God,
the
they
hill,
roll
chasing the cheese.
so hard.
If you haven't seen
and
it,
then what they get is a roll of cheese at
it's
the
a
end.
roll of cheese. I don't even know where they do it. I just know it's a grassy hill.
I'll tell you where they do it. There's a lot of.
No. There's a grassy hill, and they roll this big ass ball of cheese. Not a ball of cheese. It's a
what do you call that thing? Roll of cheese?
A cylinder of cheese, because that's what it looks like. Anyways, they roll it down the hill, and then you see people chasing it, and they're falling, and they're rolling it. It's hilarious. If you haven't seen it, look it up. It's great.
Anyways, that's not it.
Okay.
What is the event that happened today?
It happened today.
It's very large, representing
but it's not a sport.
A sporting event.
Is it the parade?
It was the stupid
Super Bowl parade
for the stupid Eagles.
Yeah, Desmond was.
And my dumb friend, dumb Desmond, was at the stupid parade with his dumb Eagles gear, and he was celebrating. Good for them. I hate him so much.
It was great. He was he called us from
yesterday,
the hotel,
and he kept screaming Eagles things.
He was sitting in the lobby.
I'm just proud that everybody was able to spell it properly.
Everybody spelled it properly. He just yelled it out in the lobby, and everybody in there just yelled it back. It was great. I hope
great.
one day we get to.
Cowboys don't have anything like that because it's too long. Like COWBOYS.
No, I'm saying to be in that happiness, to be in that environment.
I know, because we couldn't go to Arlington for the Rangers parade.
No, but to
that would have been
one day, maybe with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Maybe next year.
Whatever.
No.
All right.
So I'm going to be honest with you. I only had one question.
Good. I nailed it.
I was like,
off the dome. I don't think I can come up with another one, but not anything that we've discussed during the week. But I will start being more prepared.
I know, and I was thinking
professionals now.
We are, and I was thinking too. We didn't even take a picture of Gordy's rotten Uncrustable, so we need to remember.
No, Mariano had thrown it away already.
No, well, he didn't. It was in the sink. We could have taken a picture of it.
That would have been, if you could only like photograph smells.
Yeah,
that would have been great too. That was terrible.
Yeah. Well.
Anyways,
I'm gonna cut it short there.
Sure.
Our trivia.
Right, cut it short. Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here. It's Valentine's Day.
Let me go get a drink.
Yeah.
Like it. All right. Well, bye everybody. Thank you so much. And like I said last week, let's see if that's gonna be my catchphrase.
I don't know.
I like it.
I don't know.
We'll work on it.
Go for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just say it.
Remember, parents, it's not you guys. It's them kids that are bad. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Is it good? Is it good?